Imagine starting with nothing. Born into a poor family with very few educational prospects, the path forward for this young man appeared restricted from the very beginning. Looking for any way in, he applied for a job at a new American fast food chain that had just opened in his city. He was one of 24 local applicants. Out of those 24 people, 23 were hired. He was the single applicant sent home. He then tried for the local police force. 5 people applied. 4 were accepted. Once again, he was the only one rejected, with officials telling him he wasn't a good fit for the role. These weren't isolated incidents. He would eventually face 30 separate job rejections. He even applied to Harvard University 10 different times and was turned away on every attempt. That record of constant public failure belonged to Jack Ma. Most people would see this as a sign that they lack talent. But by the time Ma stopped counting his rejections, he had effectively mapped out exactly where the traditional systems of success were closed to him, forcing him to look for opportunities that no one else was even considering. Because standard paths were blocked, Ma developed a different way to evaluate setbacks. He began to look at failure not as a personal judgment, but as a mechanical process. He realized that regardless of how much talent someone has, mistakes and obstacles are inevitable. They are a fixed part of the landscape. Highly intelligent people often focus on a single objective. They move forward because they know exactly what they want to achieve. But Ma's experience suggested a second path. While the intelligent person pushes toward a goal, the person who has been repeatedly rejected gains the ability to navigate. They survive because they know exactly what to avoid. Analyzing a mistake provides more practical information than avoiding one. It creates a map of the obstacles that typically stop others, showing you exactly where the ground is solid and where it isn't. To navigate these obstacles and build a global company, Ma relies on a 3-part mental framework: IQ, EQ, and LQ. First is your emotional quotient, or EQ. This is the resilience needed to keep moving forward when every door is being slammed in your face. Then comes your intelligence quotient, or IQ. Once you finally find a path, you need logic and analysis to protect that progress and keep the business running. Finally, there is the love quotient, or LQ. This is the empathy required to earn the respect of your team and your customers over the long term. Success is rarely sustainable with just one of these. You need EQ to survive the start, IQ to manage the growth, and LQ to ensure that people actually want to work with you. When you combine this perspective on failure with these 3 mental pillars, your strategy for the future changes. Many people expect results within months, but building something significant is almost never possible in a year or even 2. Ma advocates for a 10-year horizon. As this timeline shows, most of that time is spent in a slow accumulation phase. The growth only starts to accelerate once the foundation has been tested by years of consistent effort. During those 10 years, your main job is to listen. Specifically, you need to find the places where people are the most frustrated. When people complain about a problem, they aren't just venting, they are identifying a gap in the market. Every persistent complaint is an opportunity for someone with the patience to solve it. By looking 10 years ahead and focusing on the problems others ignore, you can turn a history of rejection into the foundation for a company that changes how millions of people live and work.